In just 15 seconds, we'll get started with the very first race in Partner Forward. If the Freaks lose this match, they are out of the playoffs. With a win, they keep their playoff hopes alive. Teams standing by. And we are off. Partner Forward starts you off. Mahina Nessa opening up for the Breakers in blue. You have Gabby Mostar to the left. Sam Secord going into it for the Freaks in the red. As we go to the wide angle screens, Freaks are in the red lane. Breakers in the blue lane. There's your wide angle. We're going right neck and neck right now. We start off with 5 snatches, men and females, followed by 5 box jump overs, men and females. As we go down the grid floor in each quadrant, the reps decrease by 1, the weight gets heavier, the boxes get higher. Mahina Nessa right now, 165 pounds on his snatches. 105 for Gabby Mostar and the ladies. As you see Sam Secord go onto the barbell for the Freaks. A slight lead right now for the Breakers as they're first to their second set of box jump overs. Gabby Mostar continuing the lead as herself and Nessa will switch out. Here comes Alex Oliveras and Roran Scott. Sam Secord, Ivan Gaichon out. In come in Jojo Gomez along with Winter Nicolette Rodriguez. Oliveira hands it off to Roran Scott. 115 on that barbell for Scott. Final rep as they go into the box jump overs. Oliveira's over that 34-inch box. Scott over that 30-inch box. As you have Jojo Gomez trying to catch the Breakers. Here comes Alex Oliveras and the Breakers looking to take the first race in this match. Roran Scott, 2 reps. And Jojo Gomez and the Freaks come on back. Scott, Rodriguez. And just like that, the Palm Beach Breakers lose the lead and get the lead. Right back and take the race. Roran Scott not playing any games today, ladies and gentlemen. Jojo Gomez and the Freaks took back the lead for a split second. I'm not sure what happened, but the Breakers snatched it right back from them. After one race, Freaks lead the Breakers 2-1.
No one is just one flavor.
Oh!
Fountain of Youth is a standalone product in our collagen line that is fantastic for immune support, fortifying your hair, skin, nails, your joint health, muscle recovery, and of course, gut health.
We do 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C to plus up the immunity in this. We also include maki berry as a good antioxidant to help you recover.
We also have 10 times the daily recommended value of an essential B vitamin, biotin. Perhaps the best part about the Bubs Fountain of Youth is that the flavor inside this is like a purple taste of magic. When you put all those ingredients together, you've got immune support, you've got great support for your hair, skin and nails, joint health, muscle recovery, and more. And our collagen, as always, is grass-fed, pasture-raised, non-GMO, keto-friendly, paleo diet-friendly, and all-around friendly for you. So come on by and check out the Fountain of Youth.
insulting, maybe.
Bringing you back to the action here from the Freakin' Fitness facility. After one race, still early, Breakers lead the Freaks 2-1. A little bit deeper into this match and what this match means for both of these teams. Breakers are already out of the playoffs, however, they can play spoiler today, as if the Freaks lose this match, they are out of the running for the playoffs on October 9th. And the Lions have secured the second spot in that playoff race. However, if the Freaks win this match, it'll all come down at 7 p.m. to what happens with the Lions against the Palms. The Palms earlier today beat the Freaks, staying undefeated and clinching a spot in the playoffs. Palms win tonight, they'll go undefeated on the season, they'll clinch the #1 spot. Lions lose, however, and the Freaks win. It all comes down to point differential on who goes into that second spot. Coming up next, you have that mirror race. In this race, 2 barbells, one for the men, one for the ladies. Once it's picked up, it cannot touch the ground until all the reps have been completed. We go 10 thrusters in every single quadrant for a total of 40. And it's where teamwork really comes into play. The strength specialists get to shine, but they have to work together. If that barbell drops, the entire team must go back to the start line, and you pretty much guarantee yourself not to win this race. And the strength specialists are out. Thrusters, squat to a full press and lockout, 10 in each quadrant for each male and female team. We're in that start line cam right now. Garcia and Martinez for the Freaks in red. You've got Diaz, looks like McElwain finishes it up for the Breakers in blue. The Breakers absolutely demolished this last season. Looking to do the same here this season, this match. You've got Hess and Scott for the Breakers in blue. You've got Rodriguez and Gaichang for the Freaks in red. Knocking out those thrusters. 195 pounds for the men, 125 for the ladies. And the Freaks are on the move, ladies and gentlemen. You've got Joey Cromocetro and Sam Secord for the Freaks. You've got Oliveras and Mostar for the Breakers. It was a slight lead, about 2 reps, Freaks ahead of the Breakers, trying to tie this match back up after 2. You see those hands go up. That's going to let you know that pair has less than 5 reps remaining. Here come the Freaks into that 4th and final quadrant. Final 10 reps. We're going to that finish line cam. You've got Gomez and Rubio in red. Carreto and Tam in blue. Miami Freaks looking to get back into this match. And the Freaks get it. Freaks, a little slow to cross the finish line, but they will take the race and tie it all back up at 3 apiece. 2 races down. Coming up next, we've got that ringer point race, a new addition to the Florida Grid League. I'll explain when we come back.
Grid is like super fast fitness, and it's really unique because it's guys and girls on the same team. And unlike other sports, you don't have to be good at everything. You get to showcase your skills of what you're really good at. A lot of people confuse CrossFit and Grid and think they're the same thing, when really they're very different. Some of the movements are similar, and they might look like, oh, you're doing the same exercises, why isn't this CrossFit? But with CrossFit, you have to be good at everything. If you want to be competitive, you can't have any holes in your game. You have to be really strong, you have to be really fast, you have to be really good at gymnastics and have a really good engine. But with Grid, it's totally opposite. You can literally just be really strong. You can suck at burpees and a 20-minute Metcon, that doesn't matter. Your only job at Grid is to be really strong and move a barbell really fast. Or to be really gymnasty and be a ninja on the rig or on rings or whatever. Or just be someone like me who really likes burpees and likes to do a lot of that stuff. You know, like I'll never be the strongest or the gymnastiest, but I have a decent engine and I can move really quick. So for me, it's good because I get to do the stuff that nobody likes to do, like the box jumps and the burpees and that kind of stuff. Whereas my partners will save me, and they're going to do the back rolls to the support and the crazy stuff on the rings that I have no business doing. But together, that's how we win matches, because we all kind of come together and do the stuff that we're good at. I love grid because, especially after college of being a collegiate athlete, I get to be a team athlete again. But the really cool thing about grid is I get to compete against guys and beat guys at stuff. And they see us as equals. There's been times where guys have to go against girls and they're like, oh crap, I don't want to go against her. She's really good at this movement or whatever. And that's, you don't see that anywhere else. It's usually a soccer team has all girls or all guys, and it's like girls are really good at one thing in this sport, guys are really good at one thing in that sport, but it doesn't matter what you are. You're a human playing on this team, and you have a specific role that's important, and that's really cool to see, especially for women who think that they can't play sports with guys or whatever, and they see us on the grid like, wait a minute, they're sharing a barbell with a guy, like they're going against a guy, and they're keeping up or beating that guy. Like, that's just so cool and really empowering that we just get to feel as important is our counterparts, and it's just we're all needed to be on a team in order for the team to win.
Alan Duarte bringing you back to the action here for the Ringer Point race. This race was selected by the home team in the Miami Freaks. The Breakers will get to choose theirs later on. The Freaks have chosen 5 clusters at 205 pounds. Ringer Point race is new to the league this year. Each team, again, like I said before, gets to pick one race from a group of 4 and then pick a player to run that race throughout the season. Once a player has been chosen for the Ringer Point race, they cannot do another one the rest of the way through. So right now, we have Franz Petty Papa lined up for the Freaks and Jose Carreto lined up for the Breakers. Whoever finishes first gets 2 points. Losing team must finish within 20% margin to earn that 1 point. Police officer Franz Petty Papa sprints in red to that barbell. 5 clusters, clean squat to a full press, 5 times, 205 pounds. We're going rep for rep, ladies and gentlemen. Jose Carreto, can he finish this? Jose Carreto and Franz Petty Papa finishing close together. We may have to go to the stopwatch. To me, it seemed like the Breakers took that one on top of the shoulders of Jose Carreto. You have your referees talking it over, talking it through. They're going to go ahead, stand by, review some video, review stopwatches as we get the floor ready for the Echo races. Bringing you back into this action. After that ringer point race, after discussion between referees and your commissioner, Breakers took the ringer point race behind Jose Carreto and lead 5-4 over the Miami Freaks going into the clean ladder. If you're new to the grid, if you're new to the ladder race, basically we're going down this entire grid floor. It's on your screen. You see quadrant 1, you see the number 1 in red, number 1 in blue. That quadrant is worth 1 point. How do you get a point? Successful lift. You only get 1 attempt per quadrant. And as you go down the grid floor, each quadrant gets heavier and heavier, but there's more benefit to going into that quadrant, more reward. You get more points as you go down. Each respective quadrant is worth that respective number of points. Quadrant 2 worth 2 points, 3 worth 3 points, and 4 worth 4 points. If you get a player that gets a successful lift in each and every single quadrant, that is a total of 10 points towards their team. At the end of this race, the team with the most points gets the win and takes home those 2 points. If they win by more than 10, the other team gets 0. Going in just about 45 seconds. You saw the Breakers do extremely well on their last match that they had the ladder race. That one had thrusters. This time we go with some cleans. A little bit less work. It's a little bit heavier though. So we got that start line cam lined up for you guys on quadrant number 1. Seems as if we're going to begin. You have Gomez and Rubio on the line for the Freaks. Hess and Tam on the line for the Breakers. Gomez and Tam. Gomez on that left-hand side of your screen in red, opening up with a 250-pound clean. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, Jojo Gomez making a campaign for himself for MVP of this 2021 season. You see it behind his shorts, and you'll see it all throughout this match. When it comes down to strength, Jojo Gomez is the catalyst for the Miami Freaks. He just clears the floor, 10 points towards the Freaks. Hess on the floor for the Breakers. He'll skip quad number 1, go for quad number 2. 275 down and in the bag. 300 pounds for Evan Hess. That final barbell, 325 pounds for Evan Hess. He gets under it, and he can't quite stand it up. While Stephanie Rubio gets 4 points for the Freaks. Anthony Garcia in the red. He brings down 250. He picks up 275. Gabby Mostar right now, down from quadrant 3 into quadrant number 4, 210 pounds. Gabby Mostar with a solid power clean and 4 points. Anthony Garcia, 325. Again, can't quite stand up. 1 male so far, picking up that 325-pound bar. Alex Oliveras, 300 pounds for Oliveras. Solid power clean from a man in blue. Winter Nicolai Rodriguez, 210 pounds. Solid power clean. Alex Oliveras, 325. He gets under it, but can't quite stand it up. Rowan Scott making easy work of her barbells. We're going to stay with France Petty Papa and the Freaks. Looking for a shot of redemption. Can't quite get underneath. 300 pounds. Rowan Scott, 210 with ease. Olympic weightlifter Sam Secord in the red for the Freaks. Through 2 quadrants. Going into quadrant number 3, 195. Easy work for Sam Secord. 90 seconds on the clock. Jose Carreto took home that ringer point race. 300 pounds for Jose Carreto. Jose Carreto looking to be the second man to pick up that 325-pound barbell. Jose Carreto gets under and stands it up. Ivan Gaichan on the other side for the Freaks in red. 300 pounds for Gaichan. Gaichan going to 325. Can he be the second male for the Freaks to pick that barbell up? Ivan Gaichan gets under it. Ivan Gaichan stands it up. The FGL rookie making a name for himself this season. McElwain, 210. 45 seconds left on that clock. Erika Kaufman for the Freaks in red. Through 2 barbells. Coach Matt Hornaday trying to get Ezra Diaz to speed it up just a little bit. Erika Kaufman through 3 barbells. Claudia Reque. 30 seconds on the clock. Reque for the Breakers in blue. Cromo Centro for the Freaks in red. 275 for Como Centro. He's going to 300 pounds. He's got 14. Can't quite get it. Here comes Alyssa Martinez. Mahina Nessa gets a point for the Breakers. Martinez, point for the Breakers. Yanessa, point for the Breakers. Martinez, point for the Freaks at the last second. That is going to do it for the clean ladder. We're going to tally up the points, and we're going to get you a clean ladder winner after we come back.
About 2 years ago, I tore my ACL while doing rope climbs, and unfortunately the ACL surgery turned into an infection. So I had to get another surgery to clear the infection, and then I was in bed rest for over a month. I had a lot of doctors telling me I was too old, and as a female you shouldn't compete anymore, you should start worrying about other things, and your body's going to break down, you've been through too much. And it was not an easy thing to go through, and I just want to inspire other people. Even when you're an older female, you can go through stuff like this and come back from it even stronger, and don't give up on yourself. Just keep pushing. I love working for Valor. Their statement that they follow is find your personal bravery, and I think that's a great mantra because I think we're all trying to find our personal bravery. Valor, it stands very strong behind what it believes, and it just wants to provide great equipment for its community. And I'm in this community, I'm in the sport, and I believe in everything that it's doing for all the people that use its equipment.
So I was not always in fitness. My dad actually passed away, and that was when I really started to focus on fitness because I wanted to do something for myself. It just kind of was my way of dealing with it, was to go to the gym every day and to kind of forget about what was going on. So I didn't always start being fit as I am, and so I really looked up at that time to other female athletes. What I love about Grid is that you have every single female body type, so we're constantly exposed to bodies we've never seen before, and to me that's exciting, and so it makes me more proud of my body as well. I looked up to other people that inspired me. I'm glad that I can inspire maybe other people. Also, being in medicine, it is a pretty male-dominated industry. That also kind of helps me with that confidence of feeling like we can do it, women are here. So in fitness and in my medicine world, this is all it's about is feminism and equality, so that's a big thing for me.
So this is a foreign object. We only get to try out on the warm-up or on the grid. You don't normally touch that other than a tire. So it's very foreign, but it's gonna be good. Being a professional strongwoman, we flip heavy objects all the time, so it's right in my wheelhouse.
It's fun. It feels good. It's better than having a big tire. I like it. Good handling.
This is my first time using it. I'm pretty excited. I've done tire flips, which I assume it's pretty similar in the past. My deadlift is really strong, so that's the main reason why I'm not concerned about it.
I kind of have a football background, so being in that, tire flips and all that, it brings me back to those days, so I like it. It's one of my favorite movements out here.
Bringing you back into the action with a score update as the Miami Freaks took the clean ladder and had tied it all up at 6 apiece going into the first of the final 5 races. Right now, we're going into the ringer point race. You saw earlier, the Freaks chose the clusters, but the Breakers came out victorious. Now, the Breakers have chosen 6 double touches into 12 hang cleans. You're going to see different weights on the floor because you're going to have Ivan Gaichan going for the Freaks in red. You're going to have Roran Scott going for the Breakers in blue. They'll both do the double touches the same way, but weight on the barbells are a little bit different. For Gaichan, he's going to have 185 pounds, while Roran Scott will perform her hang cleans at 125 pounds. Bonus flag has been thrown by the Palm Beach Breakers. So if Roran Scott can take this ringer point race, it'll be worth 3 points for the Breakers. If Ivan Gaichan can take it, that is 3 points to the Freaks. Players are standing by. FGL rookie Ivan Gaichan lined up for the Freaks. Roran Scott lined up for the Breakers. They are off, sprinting to that Valor Fitness pull-up rig. 6 double touches. Toe to bar, chest to bar combination. We'll get them 1 double touch. They are both done. Roran Scott, 125-pound hang clean. 185 for Ivan Gaichan. Roran Scott on your screen. We're going over to that finish line cam. Hands are up. Can Ivan Gaichan get through it? Roran Scott gets through it. And Roran Scott will take the win and 3 points for the Palm Beach Breakers. After that ringer point race, Breakers 9, Freaks 7. 4 races remaining. Jack and Jill is next.
If you're like most people, you've probably heard about telehealth, but are still confused about the concept. After all, isn't being able to see your doctor in person an important part of treatment? Well, here's the thing. 80% of all family doctor and primary care needs can be treated via video. That's right. Imagine if you didn't have to book an appointment or take time off other important tasks to see your doctor for 80% of your health issues. That's what telehealth offers. Plus, it's convenient and available 24/7. This gives you the freedom to see a doctor anytime you need, whether at work or in the middle of the night at home. Also, the professional care is not only just as good as seeing a doctor in person, it's also way cheaper. I mean, if you could get the same quality services you receive at your doctor's for way less money and without the hassle, why wouldn't you? Install the Antidote Health app now to get started.
Bubs is named after Glenn "Bub" Doherty. Glenn laid down his life saving others in Benghazi, Libya, and this brand is a tribute to Glenn and his way of life. At Bubs, we live by the motto, feel great and do good. And the feel great part is by virtue of all the products that we make. Collagen protein, MCT oil powder, and more.
Our collagen protein is great for a few things: joint health, hair, skin, and nails, and gut health. It also helps in athletic recovery.
Our second product is our MCT oil powder for mental focus, sustained energy, appetite control, and of course, great gut health. We're feeling great with all the products that we put out there to help you live your best life, and we're doing good by always giving 10% of all profits to charity. Thanks again. This is where you say thank you.
Thank you.
And you mean it.
I mean it.
Bringing you back into the action. Just about a minute before we get started. Jack and Jill underway. You've seen the strength specialist shine today. You saw it in the ladder. You saw it in the mirror. You saw it in the ringer point races. Now the bodyweight specialists and utility players get their chance to shine in Jack and Jill. One male, one female on the floor at a time, working on strictly gymnastics, bodyweight specific movements, elements. We're starting off with 60 handstand push-ups, followed by 30 handstand push-ups with a 10-inch deficit, and closing it out with 10 freestanding handstand push-ups. Nothing but yourself. Balance you out on the floor. No support but your hands and your core at the end of this race. 3 minutes on the clock for these teams to get it done. Right now, breakers go into this. They created a lot of momentum into that last race, and it came down, a lot of momentum into that last match between themselves and the Lions, and it came down to that final race, and they couldn't quite pull it through. But again, as I said in that match, the breakers finally coming together as a team. It's been a mixture of Florida Grid League OGs from different teams coming onto one, and a number of rookies coming onto this team. And it's taken them 2 matches to finally start clicking, and they are clicking, ladies and gentlemen. They are fired up, they are working together, and looking to play spoiler here today for the Miami Freaks. Freaks playoff hopes on the line right now, down by 2 with 4 races remaining. We got 20 seconds on the clock. Bodyweight specialists ready to go. Claudia Recke heading onto the floor for the breakers. On the other side, you got Ivan Gaichan and Winter Rodriguez. Ezra Diaz joining Recke on quad 2. 60 handstand push-ups. Full lockout of the elbows for that element to count. Gaichan hands it off to Winter Rodriguez as Ezra Diaz takes over for Recke. Kaylee Walsh on the floor now for the breakers. Ezra Diaz on your screen right now. We're looking for that referee's hand to go up. That's going to let you know they got less than 5 reps remaining on that element. You've got Gaichan knocking it out. Paula Leyes Plum lined up, getting ready for the Freaks. And she is off. The 2019 Florida Grid League MVP is working on that 10-inch deficit. Alex Oliveras on the wall for the breakers. Montenegro takes over on the other side. Roran Scott took that ringer point race, and she's back into the action as she jumps onto that wall. Montenegro looking to close it out. You've got Paula Leyes Plum again. She stays on the floor. She's ready for the freestanding handstand push-ups. We're going to stay with the Freaks. Your current leader, Paula Leyes Plum, 10 freestanding handstand push-ups, and she'll take the race and get the Freaks back into this. Final rep, and the Freaks will get the win. They'll get their 2 points. As long as the breakers can finish in 1 minute and 15, plenty of time for Kendall Kanan, they'll get their 1 point and keep the lead. Hand is up, final 3 reps for Kanan. Kanan and the breakers will cross that finish line. They'll get their 1 point. The Freaks doing everything they can to keep their playoff hopes alive. With 3 races remaining, the breakers still lead 10-9.
My name is Paula. I'm number 11. I play for the Miami Freaks. And then today you did, what did you say for the butterfly? With med ball,
With
right?
the med ball, that was the first time. I really thought about it before doing it because I only had 5 reps. So I was putting on the balance if it was worth it to risk to drop the ball and do those 5 butterfly, or maybe stick to the safe and just do regular ones. But I practiced them like the entire last 2 weeks and it was working. So I was like, I want to give them a go, and it worked.
We see a lot of times you and Eric kind of going face to face, right?
Yes.
How does it feel to be a female and being equal?
I mean, at some point, I'm never looking to who am I going against, because for reals, I just need to calm down and stay calm and focus on what I have to do. So I barely see who I'm going against, but yes, this time I saw that I was going against him on sprint relay. Eric Cardona, like, he was the first guy I saw doing the butterfly muscle ups, and I was like, wow, that guy can hit 3 muscle ups in the time the others do 1, so he was like my hero. But today I didn't go scared. I was just like, I feel we're equal right now. Of course, it's easier for him that he was a gymnast and he used to do that. You know, rings is not a discipline for ladies, for girls, because years ago, like, they thought that women aren't strong enough to do the rings. So I think that's what's great, like going against a guy. Like, we can show that we can do it too, and we can be as fast as them, and we can do the same amount of reps as them.
And like I said, we get it, because we are too. And we designed our bars for us, so we know they're good enough for you. Want more, do more, be more. Breakout Bar.
The people who've never done before, they don't understand until they see it. If you see that last race on that sprint relay, you're never going to find that excitement in CrossFit you do here.
It was awesome because both gyms have really strong communities. They really came together, they rallied. People were losing their minds screaming for their team.
That last part of my whole gym right there, yeah, that's the favorite part. When the gym follows you to every competition is the best. It makes you not feel the fatigue until you're done.
As our last guy, EJ, was finishing up the thrusters, the energy in here was electric. I'm already hearing people talk about how they want to participate more, so it's impressive.
The best part is at the end, everybody came together and took pictures together and brought the 2 communities together, which is really what this is all about. Is you compete on the grid, you go hard, you try to win, you have a good time, and then afterwards come together and be one big community, and that's really what we're all about.
Bringing you back into the action. Breakers lead 10-9 over the Miami Freaks. Playoff hopes on the line for the Freaks. As we get into this, if you were watching earlier, you saw the Echo races. This match, you got the Triad races. 3 females working together on 3 stations. Ladies are off, opening up 12 overhead squats. Break up the floor, break up the quadrants into 3 sections. Right now, each barbell is 1 section. Each section needs 12 reps. What you're gonna see is one female might finish before the other, and then they'll go jump on and help the other out at their section. They're gonna all move over together onto that Valor Fitness rig. 20 toes to bar on that rig. Following that, 10 dumbbell pistols. Freaks, first to the rig. Breakers had 1 female left behind. Freaks with a slight lead right now as they try to work their way back into this match. Breakers working together. You got Walsh, McElwain, and Reke. We're going over to the Freaks. We've got Leyes Blum. You've got Winter Rodriguez. And the Freaks are off. Breakers catching up, however. Few reps behind as you have Sam Secord on the floor now for the Freaks in red. Breakers in blue, Roran Scott, Balich, and Reke. Looks like Reke is done. Balich is almost done. Secord, Rodriguez, and Leyes Blum are done. They're gonna hop on those rings. They've got a total of 5 muscle-ups. Balich is done with her muscle-ups. So is Roran Scott. So is Kaylee Walsh. Freaks moving over to that box. We've got 20 burpee box jump overs to close out this race. And the Breakers able to make a comeback. Can they hold the lead? You've got Leyes Blum, Rodriguez, and Secord. They've been on the floor this entire time since the Pistols. You've got Walsh, McElwain, and Reke. We're going to that finish line camera, looking for those hands to go up. All 3 ladies must finish the box jumps overs together and cross the finish line together for the race to be won. Hands are up. We're looking for it to finish up. Rodriguez is done. Leyes Blum is done. Sam Secord almost finished. Leyes Blum gonna pick up the reps for her. Ladies and gentlemen, and the Palm Beach Breakers come from behind and take the female triad. Somewhere along those muscle-ups, the Breakers were able to make up ground and get back into this lead and keep the lead. The same exact ways you just noticed, you just watched. You're gonna watch it again. This time, the men take on the triad. Going into the final 2 races, Breakers 12, Freaks 10.
There is no shortage of diets that offer quick fixes and magic pills. Let's be honest, they don't work, and they often leave you worse off from where you started. We are here to change all that. We will show you the truth and provide you with the valuable education you've been missing. Take control of your diet, perform better, and be happier. Book your free consultation at opbnutrition.com. 1% better every day.
Absolutely amazing.
The barbells are probably the most, I'm the most picky about, and they're smooth, they feel great. All of the equipment really is really good, especially the kettlebells too.
I love the fact that Jim is actually a local guy and everything's quality. That's kind of the biggest thing, is that he's able to provide really high quality equipment to everybody at a really low price. Our athletes like the Valor bars way more than the Rogue bars.
The carbs are my essential every day. Since I start using it, my workouts daily change. I would say the recovery, that's what it helps me the most. At the end of the trainings, the end of the season, your body doesn't get too low or too destroyed. Your body has time to recover and you feel it day by day. So I would say carbs and recovery are, for me, my essentials.
I see everyone that they can meal prep on weekends. That's perfect. But I don't usually have that time because that weekend I used to program my clients and everything, and just having my weekly box coming up, it's just like perfect because I really can like take advantage of those days, and I'm not just cooking and then programming again and then I have to come back and cooking because that things take like 3 or 4 hours to cook. I really love Rebuild because it's super helpful. I usually choose the performance plan because it's not dairy, it's gluten free, and it's soy free. When you eat to perform, those points are so important. Like there's a lot of things that you have to keep in mind because we literally eat to perform.
All throughout the season, Rebuilt Meals has been supporting the staff and players. Let me tell you, they are not disappointing, ladies and gentlemen. Make your week a little bit easier and let Rebuilt Meals cook you healthy, delicious meals. Make sure to use the code FGL15, that is FGL15, for 15% off lifetime. That's right, lifetime of your subscription, and you can cancel at any time. Again, FGL15, 15% off of Rebuilt Meals for your lifetime. These teams are fueled and ready to go. The first of the final 2 races. Again, I've said it all match long. Playoff hopes for the Freaks on the line. The men take on the Triad next. Men are off. You've got Garcia, Gomez, and Alvarez for the Freaks in red. You've got Rodriguez, Carreto, and Oliveras for the Breakers in blue. 12 overhead squats, 155 pounds on the barbell. Mahina Nessa going over. Mahina Nessa is starting, but those reps will not count to the Freaks right now. Everybody is done, and they are working on their toaster bar. Total of 20. The team cannot move on to the next element or start working on it until all the reps in the previous element have been complete. Petty Papa, Gaichan, and Alvarez on your screen for the Freaks. Petty Papa is done. He's ready to go. Gaichan is done. He's ready to go. Alvarez is done. They're ready to go. They got dumbbell pistols, 10 total, 50-pound dumbbells. These gentlemen looking to keep the Freaks in this race. Carreto, Rodriguez, and now Ezra Diaz on the floor for the Breakers as Petty Papa is done. Here comes Alex Alvarez. Gomez onto the rings along with Gaichan. The Freaks right now. Jojo Gomez pleading his case for MVP right now. Can him and these men get to these 8 muscle-ups and get them to the burpee box jump overs? You've got Yanesa, Rodriguez, and Diaz on the rings for the Breakers, but the Freaks hopping off those rings, going to the boxes. You've got Petty Papa, you've got Gomez, and you've got Alvarez. The ladies were close, but just not close enough. The men right now trying to redeem it for the team and keep themselves in this match. Rodriguez, Diaz, and Yanesa on the floor for the Breakers. Performing those burpee box jump overs. It's a total of 20 reps at each box. Petty Papa, Gomez, and Alvarez. Hand is up for Petty Papa. Petty Papa looking to finish up. Maybe he'll relieve somebody. Gomez. 5 reps left. They'll make that switch. Gomez has 1. Petty Papa has 4 now. 3 to go for Alvarez. Hand is up over on the Breaker side as well. But you got 1 done on the Freaks. Alvarez is done. Petty Papa is done. And the males for the Freaks take the Triad. Final few reps for the Breakers. They'll get their 1 point, and they'll keep a 1 point lead going into the final race of the match, the sprint relay. Rodriguez will take it down. He'll cross the finish line. After 9 races, Breakers 13, Freaks 12. Sprint relay is next, and it all comes down to that.
We all possess an innate, savage-like instinct. Whether you want to accept that or not. Being relentless, not making excuses, getting after it. There's the easy way and the born primitive way. Failing is okay, because it doesn't matter if you're the lion or the gazelle. When the sun comes up, you better be running. Born primitive, made for the modern savage.
As we spoke about it before, it all comes down to this, ladies and gentlemen. Alan Duarte here with you. I've been with you since 11 o'clock. I'll be with you again 7 o'clock. You have the final match on this Saturday between the South Beach Palms and the Fort Lauderdale Lions. But right now, it is all about the Miami Freaks and the Palm Beach Breakers. The Breakers, a team with very little expectations from the public this season, have shown up throughout the year, have come together as a team, and right now on the verge of their first victory of the season, and on the verge of playing spoiler for the Miami Freaks, as the Freaks have to win this match to keep their playoff hopes alive, and then hope for the Lions at 7 o'clock to lose as well. Lions right now in the driver's seat for that second playoff spot. If the Freaks were to lose, Lions are automatically into the playoffs. As we get this floor set, you got that sprint relay. How the sprint relay is going to work. 8 players will run the race. You have 8 elements on the floor. Now, where strategy comes into play, with the elements, whichever player performs the final repetition of an element will have to go to the start line, 4-point touch. Basically means both hands, both feet behind the start line, sprint to the finish line. They are done for the rest of the race. They cannot re-enter into the race. So strategy does come into play. We're going to start off with 20 wall balls at a 10-foot target, 20-pound wall ball. Moving on to some overhead squats at 185 pounds, 15 total. From there, we'll go to 3 burpee backflips. If you're watching, I'm sure you've seen a burpee before. I'm sure you love it as much as I do. Do a burpee and then throw a backflip in there. That's what you're going to see. Then we got a handstand walk. We'll handstand walk on our hands from a start line all the way down to the finish line. From there, you have 6 deck to pullovers, gymnastics being put into the sprint relay. They'll perform a burpee, chest to the ground, come up, and they're going to pull their bodies over, feet first over that pull-up bar, ending up with those arms locked out. Followed by 12 dumbbell hang snatches, 2 dumbbells, 40 pounds in each hand, followed by 9 burpee to ring touch. That ring target at a height of 9 feet 9 inches. And then we're going to close it out with 5 clean and jerks at 225 pounds. As we got our awesome staff and volunteers getting this floor set up for these teams. Once again, we've been here all day long. Earlier on today, in the 11 o'clock match, the South Beach Palms stayed undefeated and took down the Miami Freaks, as well as punched their ticket to the Southern Conference playoffs on October 9th at the Frickin' Fitness Weston. The 115 matchup had the Palm Beach Breakers take the Fort Lauderdale Lions to the wire. They took them to the final sprint relay, as they're doing right here, right now against the Miami Freaks, but came up short as the Lions increased their odds at clinching that second playoff spot to join the South Beach Palms. Right now, again, Freaks looking to keep their playoff hopes alive. Breakers looking to play spoilers. The keys to this race are going to be 1, the strategy, and 2, who can make the least amount of mistakes. 1 mistake, 1 fault will open the door of opportunity for one of these teams to possibly take the lead and take the match. Winner take all. Sprint relay usually worth 3 points to the victor. However, Miami Freaks, nothing to lose, trying to gain as much point differential as they can in the standings as well, have thrown the bonus flag. So this race is now worth 4 points to the winner, as long as the other team finishes the race in the allotted time. They'll take 1 point. However, no one cares about that. These teams right now don't care about finishing second and getting that 1 point. They want to win, because a loss for the Freaks kicks them out of the playoffs. A loss for the Breakers keeps them winless on the season. And no competitor who wants to go winless in a season. We're going to continue getting this floor set up for y'all, and we'll be right back after this quick message. You saw it there, ladies and gentlemen. October 9th in freaking Fitness Weston is playoff and championship weekend for the Florida Grid League. So far, the Gainesville Wild and the Tampa Bay Brigade have clinched their spots, and they'll make the trip down from the Northern Conference to the Southern Conference for championship weekend. Palms will be joining them. And will it be the Lions or the Breakers to complete that group of 4? Winner take all, winner takes 4 points and the match. These teams are ready, these fans are ready. We've had a close match all match long. Don't expect anything to change on the final race on this Saturday evening. Final race of the regular season for these teams. Here we go. It'll be McElwain opening up for the Breakers in blue. Anthony Garcia opening up for the Freaks in red. We're at that start line cam. You'll see both teams working together at the same time, shooting that 20-pound wall ball to that 10-foot target. McElwain, hand is up for McElwain. Looks like she's going to do all of them. You see the strategy coming into play as Garcia now switches it up with 3 reps left to Kaufman. So Garcia can still be used in this race. Kaufman will be done. And a fault. A 4-point touch is needed, and McElwain did not get it. Opens up a window for the Freaks. I told you. The team that can make the least amount of mistakes will probably take this sprint relay. Breakers had the lead after 1 element, still early on. Right now, the Freaks, your leader, as we get into 12 overhead squats, 185 pounds. Excuse me, total of 15, as Rodriguez puts them right back into this lead. And strategy again. Will this come back to haunt the Freaks? They've switched out both elements at the last moment, as Kendall Kanan knocks out her burpee backflips. She's through 2. Here's her final one. And Kanan is done. Andres Montenegro through his 3 backflips. We're handstand walking, ladies and gentlemen. Claudia Reque, Paula Leyes Plum. Walking on their hands from the start to the finish line. About 3 hash marks ahead is Reque. Here she comes. Blum into that 4th and final quadrant. Here comes Mahina Nessa onto the deck to boardovers on that Valor rig. It's a total of 6 reps. 2-rep lead for the Breakers. France Petty Papa, though, the police officer out of Hollywood, Florida, looking to get the Freaks back into this race and keep their playoff hopes alive. And Mahina Nessa with a fault mental mistake allows the Freaks to get back into this. We've got 3 elements left. Winter Nicolette Rodriguez on the floor. She's got 12 double dumbbell hang snatches. Rowan Scott across from her. Can Winter Rodriguez keep the lead? Hand is up. Hand is up for Scott. Final rep for Rodriguez. Looks like we're gonna have Anthony Garcia coming in, and he will get the burpee to ring touch. Total of 9 reps, right up to that ring. Pretty much do a burpee and try to dunk without a ball. That's all we're asking you to do here. You got Oliveras across from Garcia. Anthony Garcia trying to keep the Freaks in this match, trying to keep the playoff hopes alive. Hand is up for Oliveras. Hand is up for the Freaks. 2 to go for Oliveras. Garcia is done. Ladies and gentlemen, it all comes down to this. It's 5 clean and jerks, 225 pounds. Jojo Gomez can make his case for league MVP right here, right now. 1 rep down for Gomez. 2 reps down for Gomez. Here comes Jose Garreto. Final rep for Jojo Gomez to keep the playoff hopes alive. And the Miami Freaks stay alive in their 2021 Southern Conference season. Down a few times throughout this race, the Freaks stay strong, they come together, and they come out victorious, and they stay alive in the playoff race.